So, who manufactured the fuselage?
That's a Funkey or Century fuselage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funkey is a manufacturer actually. Everybody calls them Century,
Okay,
but Funkey is the manufacturer.
Okay. So they made the fuselage, and again, you started out with a 600 size helicopter mechanics,
Yes.
T-Rex 600E, belt driven.
Yes.
Now, do you think there's any difference between belt driven and the torque tube on this, or that's just what you had to go with?
That's just what I had, and the belt is probably quieter than the torque tube. On a scale helicopter, you want that.
Okay. And obviously you're doing 12S on this, right? What size?
6S.
It's 6S. Okay. Okay.
Two 6S batteries in parallel.
Okay. Two 6S batteries in parallel. Okay. So that wouldn't be 12 in parallel. It wouldn't be 12S. It would still be 6S.
Still a 6S.
Still 6. Okay. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Now, what do you have as far as Flybar and the motor? I think you were telling me about that.
It's an Align 730MX 850 kV motor, and the Flybarless is a Micro Beast.
A Micro Beast. Okay.
Yes, the original Micro Beast. It's also a couple years old.
Okay. Okay. And I'll tell you, I mean, when I look at this, the painting job is just spectacular on it. It's really, really nice. Now, you were telling me somebody else, you had a friend painted it?
Yes, I had a friend paint it because the problem is I live in an apartment complex and I just can't paint there. I tried painting it once in my garage. The problem is that there are apartments above my garage and they really complained. So that was the end of it, and then I found somebody, a friend, who painted it.
On here,
the cross is a stencil from Calligraphics, and the rest is really just regular tape, regular masking tape. If you look at it, all the lines are straight.
Yes.
It is in the end a very simple paint scheme. The only difficulty is the cross here. You want to really get the angles right. If that's not 90 degrees and is crooked, then it's just wrong.
Okay.
But that's the only difficulty with this paint scheme.
Wow. And then when we come back here, and I'm looking at, like I said, I like even the exhaust, and even here it almost looks like, I don't know if that's actual weathering he meant to do, or just came out that way, but it looks really nice, those little details. But now where it says like the lettering, how did he get all that lettering on there like that?
Well, most of it, of course, you find on Google Images.
Okay.
And this is a very simple font here, right? I mean, this is almost a typewriter font, the Swiss helicopter. And for this here, for this Blumlis Alp, this handwritten thing, I contacted the company, and the pilot in Switzerland took photos, sent them to me, and I had a beautiful photo close up here of this handwritten thing there.
Wow.
And I sent it to Calligraphics, and she reproduced it and sent it to me.
So Calligraphics, is that a small company, or that's
a small company in New Mexico? It's very well known for all kinds of decals and stencils. All the scale guys use her.
All the scale guys. Yes. Okay, that's it. Because, you know, like somebody like me who doesn't really know this stuff, I always looked at different helicopters and wondered, like, well, how would I actually get this type of thing? But you're telling me that's how this company, what's the name of it again?
The company?
Yeah.
No, the helicopter company is Swiss Helicopter.
No. Who did the stencil? Who did the stencil?
Calligraphics.
Calligraphics. Okay, and they can make that for you. Wow. Now I'm looking at the head here. So this is really nice. Now, I believe this is originally the Align 3-bladed head. Yes. Right? Okay, so that's just
the Align 3-bladed head. I put the gray dampeners in there to soften it for scale flight, for low head speed, and the head button, I forgot where I found that. It's still a little bit too small for scale. It should be bigger, and it's also a little bit the wrong shape, but this was the closest I could get.
Looks nice though. It still has a scale, looks like.
And I painted it. The painting of the head is really important.
Yeah.
That really makes a difference, I think.
Yeah, because the original Align is like nice and red.
Right.
And you don't even see the Align swash like way down in there.
Right.
Wow. Now, did you have any significant issues trying to get this into?
No. No, that was very straightforward. The only difficulty was a little bit, the head is still 5 millimeters too low.
Okay.
from what I measured, from all the little drawings you find on Google. And there was no way to get that higher.
Okay.
Because...
scale, you're talking scale?
Yeah. There was no way to lift the whole mechanics 5 millimeters higher. Because then the swash would hit the fuselage from the inside. And I didn't want to make cutouts here for the swash.
Yeah, I see it.
So it just works out.
Yeah, it just works out.
That was the only difficult part.
Okay. Now with the 3-bladed head here, I'm just wondering, like, what type of head speeds are you running this at? Have you checked that?
I never measured it so far. I only had four flights on it yet.
Okay, yeah.
Since I built this thing. I never measured it. The calculated head speed is about 1600.
Okay.
Could be still a little high, but yeah, I have to measure it at some point.
Okay. Wow. And I see it looks like, I mean, you have some details for the cockpit. Now, did that come with those details, or did you have that put in?
It comes with a cockpit console here. That's just a fiberglass piece that you put in there. And I have the instruments. They are 3D printed.
Okay.
And they're illuminated. There's a bulb behind that. You don't see that now on a bright day. But there are lights for the instruments. And this bubble window I got from a guy in Switzerland who built a similar helicopter, and I asked him how to make the bubble window, and he just said, "Oh, I can send you one. Just pay for shipping." And he also made the heat shield.
Yeah, the heat shield is really nice.
That's also from him. That's the same guy.
Wow. Yeah, it just really looks fantastic. No two ways about it. Now the blades. Where did you get the blades? And I know they're like nicely. Did you paint these yourself, or?
I painted those. Took me a long time to find a set of 3 blades that are matched, and I got them used from a guy in Canada. So this is a really international project.
Wow, I know,
There's parts from all over the world.
You have like the entire world invested into this helicopter.
From New Zealand.
Okay. Is there anything from Australia too, and maybe Alaska?
No, New Zealand is the closest. And yeah, the exhaust and also the cargo gear down there are 3D printed, and the files are made by a guy in Norway.
Wow.
So it's really from all over the world.
Looking down at the bottom here, and you have the. I'm not sure, like on the AS350, it's like bottom of the helicopter. It's
that's how it is. It has this cradle there with a hook in the center.
Hook in the center, and that's 3D printed. Did you got that? Wow, it looks really nice. But you know what? It's like the little details that you added. It's not just a straight fuselage and then the mechanics. Like you added a lot of little details. You know, everything from like painting the head, the 3D parts, the exhaust.
Not done yet.
Okay.
So I'm working on the mirrors here.
Okay.
So they will hopefully be on there next weekend.
That's probably coming from Russia or China or somewhere else. Another part of the world. Oh, you make that yourself. Okay.
The mirrors I make myself.
Okay. Wow. Well, like I said, it looks fantastic, and hopefully we'll get a nice video of it flying. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
So we're at the Edgewood Flyers Fun. So we're at the Edgewood FunFly in Long Island, New York, Deer Park, New York, and I'm looking at this beautiful scale helicopter, AS330, I believe, right? 350. Oh god, that's an airplane. That's a jet. AS350, and your name is Eric.
Christoph Montag.
Christoph Montag. Wow. See, it's a long day already. Let me start that again. Sorry, that was horrible. It's like I get camera shy when I'm taking video of myself. How embarrassing. Okay, so we're at the Edgewood Flyers FunFly, and I'm here with Eric Montag. Christoph. Holy crap! I'm gonna put the camera.
At some point,
say your name. I'm gonna put it. You say. Okay, so we're at the Edgewood Flyers FunFly, and I am here with
Christoph Montag.
Okay, you got it right. And I'm looking at this beautiful AS350. Yeah.